Hi, this is Stuart J. Raj,
Wimintra.
and this is South by.
Southeast.
Mental illness is not a thing in Asia.
It is a thing, but it's not a thing to be discussed.
Not a thing to be discussed. And that,
Open.
like, you remember when we were in the US, and whether it was with friends or even strangers, they'd be talking about the pills they're on and the uppers and the downers or what their conditions are. But here, nobody talks about mental conditions.
Yeah, they don't talk about anything, I think. Like if, for example, if you go to my mom and tell her that I have anxiety and I need to see a doctor,
Yeah.
and she'll be like, what are you talking about? You have anxiety. People have anxiety. And which for me, you know, when people actually tell me that they have anxiety disorder, it's kind of like, what?
Well, actually, think about it. What in Thai? What is the word for anxiety? We don't really have a word for it.
กังวล Yeah,
Gangwon is like worry, but it's when you say anxiety
over
yeah,
กังวล,
but
like
but you'd have to really go
worry.
and explain it to actually go into. If you
Yes.
take anxiety in English, we don't really have a word that
Okay,
feels the same.
Every time before I go to an event to speak
Yep.
in front of thousands of people,
Yeah.
I will have anxiety.
Yeah,
Which
but
is
is that
more
is
like-
that a mental illness though? That's
No,
just
it's not. But that's the thing, because I listened to Dr. Emin,
Yep.
which has been my favorite person in the past few months.
she's turned into a Dr. Amen junkie.
Yeah, I am. Google him up. So he talked about anxiety. He said a healthy amount of anxiety is good because then it stops you from doing stupid things.
Totally. Well, as a Dale Carnegie instructor many moons ago, Dale Carnegie said, as far as controlling anxiety and stress, you can't get the butterflies out of your stomach, but you can make them fly in a row. And so I
Yeah, I
think,
don't know how to do that, but yeah, okay.
but I think anxiety is something that can focus us
Yeah, no.
and
no,
actually come up with something good out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But so when people say, well, I can't do that, I don't know, I have anxiety disorder, I need to see a doctor, I just don't
Right.
understand that.
But then that's the thing too. If you say to a Thai, you're going to see a doctor or a shrink or
Shrink.
something like that,
Like they will probably look at you like, what is wrong with you?
yeah, it's like, and not just you. If anybody in your family has gone to a shrink, it's basically the psych hospital, the loony bin, and
Yeah.
all of these stigmas attached. So you just don't talk about that stuff.
No. But like, okay, in the community that we lived in, where there's a lot of Westerners
Yeah.
and Thais that have been educated outside of Thailand,
Yeah.
so this concept is normal. So we
Yeah.
can talk about it. We talk about it with our friends. But then-
Counselors, therapists, or whatever.
It's just normal. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing new for us and where we live. But then, yeah, talk to my mom, talk to my cousins, or with some of my Thai friends. They were like, "What's wrong with you?"
But this is one thing for me. When I was a kid, and say in Australia, ADD. We never heard. I never heard of ADD until just
So was
like
it like
recently.
there before?
Maybe
or
it was
it
there.
just something that had been discovered recently?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose it was there, but we just went and played outside. We ran around in the bush or rode the BMX, and you'd make a ramp and get hurt, and you'd end up bleeding and but
Yeah.
you never thought of ADD like that, and you just did your work. Now, up
Now-
until recently, you see so many people being diagnosed with ADD, and what I felt, I guess, objected to was so many drugs being prescribed for
Yeah.
it, to the point that I thought I'd call bullshit. Now, I'm ready to change, and I have started to change my call on that after watching Dr. Amen, and he was
Yeah.
actually going in saying that it's actually, if you can
Something
see it in the brain.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not some, yeah.
But this is something that I really like about this, and it'd be great to hear your opinion. This doctor said that, you know, if you look at the heart, or you look at any organ in the body, a doctor that works on most of these organs, if you want to find out what's wrong with your heart, you measure the heart, and
Yeah,
you'll
you
test
scan
how
it. Yeah, you see it.
or your lungs or your
Yeah.
kidneys or whatever, but the brain is the only one where doctors will usually just look at symptoms.
Yeah, they'll listen to you and they said, you have this and this and that.
Right, but this doctor does what's called SPECT scans, where he actually does scan the brain, and he can show that somebody might show the same symptoms, but actually when you do this SPECT scan, they are totally different brain activities. One might be hyperactivity and one might be lack of activity. And so the drugs, if any, that would be used would have an opposite effect on the other. So that again got me to question the way that Western attitude towards all of these illnesses and disease, is it the right way to go?
But at least in the Western world, you talk about it, you know their problems. But in Southeast Asia and Thailand, like, we know their problems. Or maybe we don't even know their problems.
Yeah.
And like we just kind of sweep it under the rug,
Yeah.
and we never know what it is, and you know the effects that come after it's suicidal,
Or people crack and go and do crazy,
divorces or
rather than getting support.
rather than getting help. But then how far would you go? Because sometimes with the Western family, like even the Thai that you know come home from the Western countries.
Yeah.
They like overthinking about what they have? Like, oh my god, I have anxiety, I have depression, I also have ADD, I also have.
And the family's reaction to that
whatever.
will be, in Thai we say, "Ya kit mak," which literally means don't think too much.
Yeah.
Which is the Thai solution to many things. Ya kit mak, just don't think about it. But the bad side of ya kit mak, not thinking too much, means that basically you're staying in this status quo, never driving yourself to go too far. Because if you go into anything that's going to hit a barrier.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you an example of what happened to me a few days ago. I have some stress with work, so I was talking to one of my employees, and he said, "Don't worry about it. You know what? Tomorrow is a new day. Go to bed. Go to sleep." And that at that moment, I was stressed, and I thought it was nice of him to comfort me. But then I was thinking about what he said to me that night. That's why I couldn't sleep. Like, how could you actually go to bed and not thinking about the problems? Because tomorrow is a new day, it's true, but the problem's still there.
The problem's not going away.
I still have to I still have to fix it. How could you have an approach to life?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he can because I'm paying him every month, but like, I can't have
But
that
that's the way things are solved here. Even in big companies, oh yeah, kit mark, or just ignore it and it'll go away, and it does go away. It
does? Maybe
it
I
goes
should
away
try
for those
that.
people, and it becomes somebody else's problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and that's why I think a lot of I've seen a lot of posts and articles from Thai doctors that said, you know, the worst thing you can say to depression patients is to say, don't think about ya kit mak, because they can't stop, because there's something in their brain. It's just
Right.
not like us when we overthinking it. For them is chemical imbalance, is maybe their brain function or something.
On the other side of it, though, I see some people, even some people that we know, the mental disorder that has been diagnosed, or some people just from their internet diagnosis,
Yeah, self-diagnosis. I do that. So.
that then becomes their identity.
Yeah.
And then any shit that happens, it's just thrown off, and any responsibility is put off on the disease. And I've seen it with, ADD and other things like, there's another one there, but basically...
ADHD or something.
ADHD.
Yeah, ADHD.
And I've seen some people that when they know that this is a thing, then they get away with a lot
of
more.
things, yeah.
And then you see the same person with other people and they have very different behavior,
Yeah.
but they know that the people who know about this will excuse it.
So that's just a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, but it's a really tough balance, diagnosis, but then overdiagnosis and letting
then own it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a question. Given that mental illness and treatment of mental illness isn't that big here in Thailand and across Asia compared to the West, would you trust, say, Thai therapists or psychologists to treat you?
I wouldn't, because I'm not saying they're not great. I've never seen one. I've never seen a shrink before in my life. I mean, we have a friend who's a shrink. He's great, and he's not Thai, and I feel very comfortable.
He's an American neuropsychologist based in Hong Kong.
Yeah, but from my experience, a lot of my friends who have been to see shrink in Thailand end up with a lot of medication.
And they turn into zombies.
And I don't think they find solution to their life ever.
Right.
They just keep on taking pills and then off pill and on pills and off pills and on pills. So if I ever want to see a shrink, I don't do any see shrink. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, but I think it's that dialogue. Language is an issue.
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, like we talked about it before, I wouldn't feel like maybe, I don't know, something about maybe you can explain this to me, cultural aspect of it. I wouldn't be comfortable to actually explain all my problems and whatever going on in my head in Thai. Because I would actually automatically feel like the person who's actually another Thai person would judge me.
And they probably would.
But he's a doctor. I mean, like he's
but
a
culturally,
doctor, but like I would actually feel like he would judge me, and there's maybe some appropriate thoughts that pop up in my head, and I don't feel like another Thai person would understand. So I would prefer a Western mind.
That's a weird thing about language too. Like, even when we talk, the things that you talk about in Thai versus English versus other language, you actually talk about different things, and you feel about them in different ways in the different languages.
If you ask me personally, I would prefer a Western guided frame.
Let us know your experiences with mental health. If you're living in Asia, if you're a local or an expat living there, what's the situation? What are your experiences? We'd love to hear about them. Are they different to ours?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. I'm Stuart J. Raj,
Wimintra.
and this is South by Southeast. Bye.